All right, I'm rebuilding my my brakes, my calipers basically. My bike now has what, 65, almost 66,000 miles. And my brake pads were squealing; they were worn out. So basically, I'm gonna change the brake pads since I'm at it. I'm gonna, rebuild the caliper as well. I meant to do this at 50,000 miles, but I was kind of lazy. Anyways, I'm sorry about having this all out. I totally forgot about making the video. But anyways, so you see my brake pad change video. You know the part to take the brake pads out. Once you take the brake pads out, you actually just keep on squeezing on the brakes until the pistons slide out. But what happens is that they will slide out unevenly. One will go out further than more than the other. So the one that goes out more, just put your finger on it, so hold it while the other one slides out, so they stay even, so that way they come out as much as they can, both of them, so that way it's easier for you to just basically just grab it and just pull it out, wiggle it a little bit and pull it out, and that's all you need to do. So let's look at the old one and see how good of a shape they're in. They're actually surprisingly in really good shape. Just look at this. See how shiny that is right there? That's where the seal is, and the dirtier part here, that's where the the exposed, the top half here is the exposed part. So there's a little bit of, it's not too bad. I mean, this piece is a piece of stainless. There's a little bit of pitting, a couple of spots here and there. But I mean, I didn't really wash this up yet, clean it up yet. I did spray this down with WD, excuse me, not WD, Simple Green, a little bit. So that's why they look really shiny. So this one's a little bit dirtier. But anyways, yeah. So over time, the piston here, they get pitted and stuff. Also, when they get dirty, and when you change the brake pads, you're supposed to clean this up, wash it, and get it as clean as possible, so it's nice and shiny. So when you push them back in, the grit here doesn't damage your seals, and cause it to leak. So I mean, they only last so many years. Even though it's stainless steel, it still oxidizes, and it's still a little bit of, I can feel a little bit of pitting and stuff here. You can see a little bit of it. So anyways, so I'm getting new ones. Let's look at my brake pads. I actually went back to stock brake pads. The last brake pads I had, I was using HH pads from EBC. They weren't stronger than the stock brake pads, but they didn't fade as much. Like on a long descent. Well, I'm up in the mountains, in the canyons, on a long ride, going downhill. The HH pads didn't fade as much as the stock pads did. Stock pads has a little bit of fading towards the bottom, when I'm riding really hard. But I didn't like the HH pad because they just wore out the rotor really. Because the HH pads, they weren't worn out when I put back the stock brake pads. They lasted a really long time, over 20,000 miles, and they were still pretty good. That tells me that the rotors were wearing out, and I actually see the wear on the rotor getting thinner. Whereas with the stock pads, they wear out a lot faster. That will prolong the life of the rotor, and I'd rather change the pads than the rotor. The pads are a lot cheaper than the rotors are. So anyways, so my brakes started squeaking last week. And you can actually see, you see the rotor rubbing, outside the brake pad material, because it's just worn out, and right here too. So this is on the piston side. It always wears out more on the piston side. So anyway, so I got those out. Now I just need to do is basically get the two seals out. There's two seals in each piston. One is the outside one. Is the dust seal. The inside one is the fluid seal. Right. So so the outside one's a little bit thinner, and the inside one's a little bit thicker. Let's look at what parts I have as far as new parts to replacement parts goes. Let's move the camera down here. So obviously I got some new pistons, and they sell them individually. I think back at 50,000 miles when I was going to do this originally, I ordered it, but I didn't realize at the time that it only came as one, as individual. So I ordered it, and I'm like, what the heck? It's only one. What the heck? So that's what part of the reasons why I didn't do my rebuild back then. So there's the pistons, and that's the part numbers. see what else. Obviously, new brake pads. That's the part number, right? So these are the new brake pads, stock brake pads. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what they are. Yeah. So they are FF brake pads. So it says right here FF. So I'm not sure if these are, you know, organic or semi-metallic or what have you, but there's something. Instructions. There's the new ones. So Nissan, right? Nissan is a Japanese brand. Right here it says FF. See that? NHX110 FF. So that's the type of pads they are. Let's see what else did I get. I got the little retainer clips. For the old ones, there's two little metal clips here in the brakes. There's this one here and there's this one. So let me show you where those go or how they go on. So basically, when the brake pads sit in there, oops, like so, right. In here, this section here's the rotor, so this is the outside. This right here is something, I think it was something like this. So basically these two right here, they push on this. They give it a little bit of spring tension. That's what that does. This one is on the top of the caliper. Let me show you on the caliper. On the caliper, right, this piece is in like so. I can't remember if it's like this way or this way. I think it's this way. But anyways, you could, when you put it in here, you could actually tell. Actually, you know what? It's like this. It's not like this. That's wrong. So earlier I had it wrong. So it was actually like this, like this. Actually, it's like this way. So it's like that. And like so, that way. So I think that's right. Or it could be this way around. Let me see. It's either this way. Or it's the other way. It's one of these. Actually, yeah, it is this way, so it is so it's actually it's in this way. So you look at your, because you know there's two metal pieces right here. This one down here is wide, this one's narrow. So the side that's wide is on the piston side, because the piston is moving that pad back, you know, in and out. Was the pad on this side, it never moves, it just stays fixed with the towards the inside of the caliper, which is the outside of the caliper. So it's like that. Alright, so let's go back to the parts. So I got those two clips. So that's this clip right here. That's the part number. And this other clip, this one right here, so that's that part number. Okay, what else did I get? Oh, and the seals. Right, and the seals are also separate as well, so you have to order two of them. So you know, remember the thicker one is the fluid seal, and the thinner one is the dust seal. So the thicker one goes in first, and the thinner one goes in towards the outside. So there's that part number right there. All right, so as far as taking the seals off, basically you need to get a pick and pick into it. When you pick into it, be mindful of the pick to try not to scratch the caliper itself. To, you know, I mean, it probably won't matter too much, but potentially that scratch could do others harm. So I'm gonna go get a pick, and I'm gonna make a part 2. I don't want to make the video too long. Nowadays I'm gonna try to keep the video down to like 10, no more than 15 minutes. I find 20 minutes is a bit too long. Even 15 minutes is kind of pushing it. So 10 minutes is about 10 minutes is good. All right, so stay tuned for part 2.